Did you know that chronic social isolation can shorten your lifespan by up to 15 years? That's equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. A shocking statistic from a Brigham Young University study. Most people focus on diet and exercise, which are crucial, but overlook the silent killer lurking in plain sight. Loneliness. It's not just about feeling sad. It's a profound physiological stressor that impacts every system in your body. We're talking about a risk factor as potent as obesity or physical inactivity, yet it rarely gets the attention it deserves. Your social connections aren't just a nice-to-have. They're a fundamental pillar of your health and longevity. Understanding this connection is the first step toward adding vibrant, healthy years to your life. But the why behind this extreme impact is what truly unlocks the secret. The impact of loneliness isn't just psychological. It's deeply biological. Research indicates that social isolation triggers a chronic stress response, elevating cortisol levels and inflammation throughout your body. This isn't fleeting stress. It's a constant state of alert that erodes your health over time. For example, a study published in the journal PNAS found that lonely individuals had higher levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein. This persistent inflammation damages blood vessels, contributes to heart disease, and weakens your immune system, making you more susceptible to infections. It even affects your brain, accelerating cognitive decline and increasing the risk of dementia. The body interprets loneliness as a threat, diverting resources away from repair and maintenance toward fight-or-flight mechanisms, a survival strategy that becomes detrimental in the long run. But how do you even begin to reverse these deep-seated biological effects once they've taken hold? Here's a common myth. I'm an introvert, so I don't need much social interaction. While introverts recharge differently and may prefer smaller, deeper circles, the fundamental human need for connection remains. The myth suggests that introversion somehow negates the biological imperative for social bonds, but research consistently shows this isn't true. It's not about being the life of the party. It's about having meaningful, reliable relationships. A single deep friendship can provide more health benefits than dozens of superficial acquaintances. The mistake is equating solitude with isolation. Solitude is a choice, often restorative. Isolation is a state of being disconnected, regardless of your personality type, and it carries the same health risks for everyone. The quality of your connections, not just the quantity, is what truly matters, and understanding this distinction is vital for everyone, especially as we age. The financial burden of social isolation on our healthcare system is staggering, and it directly impacts you through higher costs and strained resources. A 2017 AARP study estimated that severe social isolation among older adults in the U.S. costs Medicare an additional $6.7 billion annually due to increased hospitalizations and longer stays. That's billions of dollars that could be invested elsewhere. Lonely individuals are more likely to visit the emergency room, experience more frequent doctor's appointments, and require more long-term care. Think about it. If your immune system is weaker and chronic inflammation is higher, you're simply going to get sick more often and recover slower. This isn't just a statistic. It's a tangible cost that affects everyone, including your own wallet, whether through insurance premiums or out-of-pocket expenses. But the personal cost goes far beyond just money. Beyond physical health, social isolation significantly accelerates cognitive decline. A landmark study from Harvard found that older adults with limited social ties experienced a faster rate of memory decline compared to their more connected peers. The brain, much like a muscle, thrives on stimulation and interaction. When you engage in conversations, solve problems with others, or simply share experiences, you're actively exercising your neural pathways. Loneliness, however, creates a less stimulating environment, leading to reduced neural activity. This makes the brain more vulnerable to diseases like Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. It's not just about avoiding brain games. It's about consistent, real-world engagement with other minds. The brain needs this constant flow of information and emotional exchange to maintain its sharpness. So, how can you effectively foster these vital connections, especially if you feel out of practice? Here's what happens if you ignore the need for social connection. I once worked with a client, let's call him Frank, a retired engineer. He believed his hobbies and daily routine were enough. He rarely left the house, opting for solitary activities like reading and watching TV. Over 3 years, Frank's physical health deteriorated significantly. He developed chronic hypertension, his balance worsened, and he started showing signs of mild cognitive impairment. His doctor repeatedly urged him to socialize more, but Frank dismissed it, saying, "I'm just not a people person." The true mistake wasn't his introversion, but his complete withdrawal. He missed out on casual interactions, shared laughter, and the subtle support network that keeps us resilient. Frank's story is a stark reminder that even well-meaning solitude can turn into detrimental isolation, if not balanced with meaningful human contact. He eventually realized his error, but by then, reversing the decline was an uphill battle. So, what steps can you take to avoid Frank's mistake? The first concrete step is to start small and local. Don't feel pressured to join a large club immediately. Think about the people already in your orbit: neighbors, old colleagues, distant relatives. Send a simple text or make a phone call. "How have you been?" Or, "I was just thinking about you." This low-pressure approach reduces anxiety and makes reconnection feel manageable. The goal isn't a deep conversation right away, but simply to establish contact. For example, offer to help a neighbor with their mail, or wave and exchange a few words when you see them. These micro-interactions build a foundation. A study from the University of Kansas suggests that even brief, casual conversations can significantly boost well-being. The beauty is that these small gestures don't require much effort, but they open the door to something much larger. But what if your existing network is already very thin? Next, leverage your existing interests to find new connections. This is far more effective than forcing yourself into social situations you don't enjoy. Love gardening? Join a local garden club or volunteer at a community garden. Enjoy reading? Look for a book club at your local library or senior center. Passionate about a cause? Volunteer for a charity. The key here is shared purpose. When you're engaged in an activity you genuinely care about, conversations flow naturally, and you already have common ground. For instance, if you're a bird watcher, attending a local birding group's outing immediately connects you with like-minded individuals. These aren't just social events. They're opportunities for meaningful engagement that enrich your life in multiple ways. But even with shared interests, creating lasting bonds requires a little more intentionality. Consistency is the unsung hero of building strong social ties. Attending a group once won't magically create deep friendships. Make a commitment to show up regularly for the activities you choose. Whether it's a weekly coffee meetup, a monthly volunteer shift, or a bi-weekly exercise class, consistency allows relationships to naturally deepen over time. Think of it like investing. Small, regular contributions yield significant returns. For example, if you join a walking group, commit to going every Tuesday and Thursday. The familiar faces and shared experiences will slowly build trust and rapport. It's in these repeated interactions that casual acquaintances transform into genuine friends. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about reliable presence. However, simply showing up isn't always enough to move past superficial interactions. To move beyond superficial connections, you need to practice a little vulnerability. This doesn't mean oversharing personal trauma on the first meeting. It means being authentic, sharing a genuine thought, a mild worry, or a simple feeling. For example, instead of just saying fine when asked how you are, you might say, "I'm good, a little tired today, but happy to be here." This opens a small door for others to connect with you on a deeper level. It's about letting people see a little bit of the real you. Research from Dr. Breen Brown highlights that vulnerability is the pathway to true connection and belonging. It shows courage and invites others to reciprocate. This step feels uncomfortable for many, but it's essential for transforming acquaintances into trusted confidants. But what if you're worried about rejection, or feel like you don't have much to offer? A powerful way to build connections is by offering genuine support to others. This doesn't require grand gestures or financial aid. It could be as simple as listening attentively when someone shares a concern, offering a kind word, or remembering a small detail about their life. For instance, if a friend mentions their grandchild's birthday, a quick text wishing them well on that day can make a huge difference. Volunteering your time, even an hour a week, to help a neighbor or a community organization also creates a sense of purpose and connection. When you give, you often receive far more in return, fostering a sense of reciprocity and mutual care. This act of giving reduces your own feelings of isolation and strengthens your social fabric. But what if your physical mobility makes it hard to get out and connect? While in-person interaction offers the most robust benefits, don't underestimate the power of online connections, especially for those with mobility challenges. Video calls with family and friends, online interest groups, or even virtual book clubs can provide valuable social stimulation. Think of platforms like Zoom or Facebook groups. For example, if you can't attend a physical card game, consider an online version with friends. While not a complete substitute for face-to-face contact, these digital interactions significantly reduce feelings of isolation and maintain cognitive engagement. The key is to use them actively, not just passively consume content. Schedule regular video calls with loved ones who live far away. This hybrid approach allows you to stay connected no matter your circumstances, bridging geographical and physical gaps. But there's one more crucial ingredient to truly maximize your social longevity. Remember, prioritizing your social connections is as vital as any diet or exercise plan for a long, healthy life. It's not just about avoiding loneliness, but actively cultivating joy, purpose, and resilience. Focus on quality over quantity, be consistent, and don't be afraid to show a little vulnerability. If you've been wondering how specific types of gentle exercises can further boost your mobility and independence alongside these social strategies, then you'll want to watch our video on 5 simple stretches to improve your balance in 5 minutes. And if you found this information helpful, please consider subscribing for more research-backed strategies to live a longer, healthier life.